Well, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to everybody to this Global Wellness Wednesday. It might not be Wednesday for everybody, but welcome. So I have the privilege tonight to be in this, with all of you, and with Dr. Dan Gubler is with us tonight, and just to really have the opportunity to talk about this wellness movement that we're all part of and how it all fits together. So by way of introduction with myself, I'm in Des Moines, Iowa. My name is Dr. Stephanie Mohan. I'm a dentist. We have a wellness model in we have multiple practices here in our state. And we do these really, really wonderful things with our patients where we help them to be as healthy as they possibly can be. And it all starts with the gut and gut health. So that's what we're talking about tonight. And we will be, Dr. Dan is going to be joining us. So I'll just kind of jump right in and introduce him. So of course, most of you I'm sure know Dr. Dan, but he has 15 years of cellular absorption formulation experience. He has formulated over 70 nutritional supplements. He has 16 patents granted or pending. He's Caltech trained. That's so hard to say. Caltech trained, PhD in organic chemistry. I myself did not love organic chemistry, so I love the people that love it. And he's a health influencer, 140,000 TikTok followers, and just top 50 podcasts. He's amazing. And I'm just so happy to be here with him and with all of you tonight.
Hi, Dr. Mohan. So great to see you.
Welcome. Yes.
And so I love the introduction. We're talking about gut health. And before that, I should mention that I'm dressed a little more casual than I usually am. And that's because I'm about to get on a plane to fly to Asia. And so if you're in Asia, I look forward to seeing you. We're going to be visiting a bunch of countries on our Asia expedition. And so I look forward to seeing a lot of you there. But anyways, my normal dress shirt probably doesn't fly as well, on a 20-hour flight.
I think that's fair. I know you need to be as comfortable.
So we're here to talk about gut health, and I love the introduction that you gave. But tell me a little bit more your thoughts as we get started about why the gut is imperative for overall wellness.
So I'll tell you the story. This is the story of how I came to Three. So one of my colleagues, she came to me one day and she said, "We have these patients and they're doing everything we tell them to do. They're brushing, they're flossing, they're using the rinses, they're doing everything they can possibly be doing." And she said, "They're still inflamed." And I know that the mouth is the beginning of the gut, right? It's the entryway into the gut. And she said, it's this oral microbiome, something is going on, and that's why our patients are still inflamed. And we can see it. We can see their gum tissue. It bleeds. It actually bleeds when they're inflamed, right? So it's like not hard to figure out. You don't have to be a huge detective to figure it out. And so she said, we have to do more for our patients. And she said, I think we need to look for some nutrition, better nutrition, nutritional supplements for our patients. And I said, that's phenomenal. We should absolutely do that. And, in healthcare, we try really hard to not, we don't want to sell anybody anything. And so we're conscious of that, but we know that we need to help our patients. And so to help our patients, we often need to give them ways to do that. So how do we do that? And so, I think the difference is belief. We have to believe that what we can provide for them can really help them. And so she and I got together and we found our really smart colleagues, and it led us immediately to Three. And it was right at the very, very beginning last year. And so we knew, and we've seen it. We've seen these like massive changes with our patients that just like they wouldn't get better. And so then, of course, we're all in. We love it so much, but the gut health starts in the mouth. So what we put into our body always matters, and our mouth will reflect that. So when we have this really beautiful, healthy mouth, we'll also, have a better chance at having great gut health too.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Dr. Mohan. Yeah, it all comes down to the gut, really, when you think about it and when you look at the systems. And so I'm really excited to talk tonight about gut health and about how Three's products are really a gut health powerhouse. And so when we talk about the gut, one thing that I like to talk about and mention is that we actually know more about the surface of the moon than we know about the gut microbiome. So you have probiotics that people are selling that have anywhere from 12 to 20 different strains of bacteria. Well, there are thousands of different strains of bacteria in the gut. We don't even know how many there are. You know, the last count, maybe 5,000, but probably more. So the gut microbiome is this brand new frontier. And so if we want to take care of the body, it's imperative that we take care of the gut. And what I hope to show each of you that is listening here today and those who watch this recording afterward is that here at Three, all of our products are designed to help to support a healthy gut because we are the proactive wellness company. And as Dr. Mohan said so beautifully before, if you want to take care of the body proactively, holistically, then you need to take care of the gut. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about how each of our products support health of the gut. And so the first one is Vitalite. As we know, Vitalite gives us all of the nutrients the body needs for proper function. But in doing so, it gives all of the nutrients that the good bacteria in our gut need for proper function. And when we talk about all the nutrients that the body needs, the gut needs prebiotics. And prebiotics prebiotic is a fancy term for food that good bacteria like to eat. And good bacteria are also called probiotics. And so we need to learn the jargon, the language here. And so good bacteria, they like to eat fiber. They like to eat molecules called polyphenols. And all of these help to encourage growth further of these good bacteria. Because in the gut, one thing we need to understand is it's a battle between good and bad bacteria. And it's a surface war, it's a land war, because there's only a finite amount of surface area inside our gut. And so if good bacteria is growing, then bad bacteria must be going down and vice versa. And this is a really dynamic system. The gut is. It's always growing. It's always changing. In fact, every 3 to 4 days, you have a brand new microbiome. And another fact that I find fascinating is that if you were to take all the bacteria in the gut and gather it together, it would be about 4 to 5 pounds. And that's actually the weight of the brain. And so one of the things that we talk about in science and gut microbiome science is we call the gut microbiome the second brain, because the gut and the brain can actually talk to each other. This was discovered about 15 years ago, and it's called the gut-brain axis. And there's other axes. There's the gut-heart axis, the gut-skin axis, and we're discovering just more and more new things about how the gut is related to all the systems in the body. So Vitalite provides prebiotics. We have 100 million probiotics, good bacteria in Vitalite. Now, people might be like, well, why not more, right? There's probiotics that have 50 billion, 100 billion. And it's kind of become this war, right? You know, if 10's good, 15 must be better. And if 15's even better, then 20, 50, 100 is best. But there's some really interesting studies that have come out recently showing that flooding the gut with bacteria, even good bacteria, can cause dysbiosis, which is just a fancy word for an imbalance in the gut microbiome. So it's really important that we give the gut what it needs, but not too much. And so that's why in Vitalite, we have 100 million good bacteria. And 100 million is a nice sweet spot that we like to play in. We're not a fan when we formulate and give products about overdosing. We don't do mega doses. We give just enough that the body needs. And so we have different strains of bacterium. One of the strains of bacteria that we have in Vitalite that's amazing is Bifidobacterium longum. And longum for longevity, because what they did is they did a study a little bit ago on centenarians, people who lived over 100 years old, and they analyzed their gut. And what they found is in these people that lived over 100 years old, they had large amounts of this strain, Bifidobacterium longum. And in other studies that they've done, they found that this is a really, really nice probiotic for overall health. And so we have prebiotics, we have probiotics. We also have something called postbiotics. And you might not have heard that term, but if you haven't heard that term, basically what postbiotic means is postbiotics are the molecules that good bacteria produce that are helpful for the body. So the reason why good bacteria are helpful for the body is because they produce molecules that support health of the body. And some examples of postbiotics are resveratrol, CoQ10, short chain fatty acids. These are postbiotics. And so Vitalite also contains postbiotics. So really, it's overall, it contains everything that the body needs when it comes to gut health. Okay, the next product, Immune. One stat that I find fascinating, and we didn't know this until about 5 years ago, is that 80% of the immune system is in the gut. So all of these good bacteria, they're part of the immune system. And so if we want to have a healthy immune system, we need a healthy gut, and vice versa. And here at Three, one thing that we've done, a discovery that I'm really proud of, and I'm excited about, and I don't know if we talk about it as much, is this concept of quorum sensing. Quorum sensing is how bacteria communicate with each other. So bacteria are always sending messages back and forth. They're always chatting with each other, just like when we're using our phone and we're sending text messages to people back and forth, we're communicating. And that's what bacteria do, both good and bad bacteria. But they actually use different languages to communicate. Good bacteria use one language, bad bacteria use another language. And bad bacteria, they like to gossip, they like to chatter. And in order for them to cause damage to the body, quorum sensing needs to be turned on. Quorum sensing is how bacteria level up and how they become virulent, because one bad bacteria cannot get us sick. It's when they gang up and start talking with each other. And so what we found, we're phytonutrient experts here at Three. We're all about the molecules. We love molecules. We eat, we sleep, we drink, we breathe molecules. It's all about the molecules for us. And what we found in our studies, and there's also some good scientific papers about this, is there are certain natural molecules from plants that inhibit quorum sensing. It's basically like taking the phone from the bad bacteria and stepping on it, throwing it away so they can't communicate with each other. And when bad bacteria can't communicate with each other, they silo and they die off, because bad bacteria are social creatures. They rely on each other. And back to the concept earlier, if concentrations of bad bacteria are going down, then something must fill the void. And all of the good bacteria that are there, that want to grow, that want to replicate, that want to support health, when bad bacteria is down, good bacteria fill that void. And so this is a really powerful technology, quorum sensing inhibition, on how to improve human health. And my friends, there is no other company that's using quorum sensing inhibition technology. That's a technology that's unique to us here at Three. And so that's really powerful. Also, we have polysaccharides. We have a lot of mushrooms, as you could see on this beautiful picture that our marketing team put together. We have a lot of different mushrooms. We have lion's mane and shiitake and reishi. And these mushrooms are rich in polysaccharides. And polysaccharides, back when we were talking about Vitalite, are prebiotic in nature. They are a food that good bacteria love to eat. And so that's another way and reason why Immune is amazing at supporting health of the gut. Okay, collagen. Now, you might wonder, well, what in the world does collagen have to do with gut health? I mean, I got nothing, right? I mean, how does that even work? Well, one amazing discovery, and back to Dr. Mohan's great comment about how the body's connected with the gut and the different systems and how they connect together, there was a really amazing discovery called the skin-gut axis. And so on our skin, we have a thick mat of bacteria that's living on our skin, and that's the skin microbiome. And the skin microbiome is so vital for human health, not just for skin health, not just for communication, UV protection, protection against pollution, but all areas of health. And there's studies showing that the bacterium on the skin and the bacteria in the gut can communicate with each other. And one amazing thing that collagen does that I don't think we've talked about is, in addition to providing beautiful glowing skin, Well, why is it beautiful? Why is it glowing? Well, we're providing more collagen. We're providing the nutrients. So the skin becomes healthier and healthier. Well, when the skin becomes healthier and healthier, the bacteria that are living on the skin, they become healthier and healthier. And when the skin on the bacteria are healthy and healthier, they talk to our gut and our gut becomes healthier and healthier. So it's this just really freaky cool mechanism. But when you have beautiful skin, you have a beautiful gut and vice versa, right? We've seen a lot of people, and maybe your experience in the past, right? If your diet wasn't as good and we're eating a lot of junk food, sugar, whatnot, and we clean that up and we start eating healthy, our skin totally clears up and it looks amazing. Well, that's because your skin microbiome is becoming healthier. And so when you take collagen and you now have a beautiful skin microbiome and your skin's glowing, your gut microbiome is glowing as well from the inside. So it's a really interesting, powerful thing. And you might not have heard that before. And that's something to share with people, that really this is also a gut health product. And it regulates epigenetics and all sorts of cool stuff. You know, why is it regulating epigenetics? Through the gut microbiome. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, Revive. What is Revive? Well, it's our anti-inflammatory product, right? It helps to support a healthy inflammatory status in the body. You might ask, well, what in the world does inflammation have to do with the gut microbiome? Well, when inflammation occurs, you produce molecules, and these have geeky names like leukotrienes and prostaglandins and thromboxanes. You know, you don't need to remember those words. Those are geeky. But what you need to remember is that when inflammation happens in the body and it produces these molecules are not friendly to the gut microbiome. Inflammation causes a hostile environment in the gut. It changes the pH, it changes the concentration of molecules that are in there, and it changes the recipe in the gut. And so bad bacteria, they start to die off because of this bad environment. And to simplify things, bad bacteria, which like to eat sugar, they thrive in inflammatory situations. And so when the body is out of balance from an inflammation standpoint, you have large amounts of bad bacteria and good bacteria start to go down. And so when we take Revive, not only do we feel better immediately, not only do we see lots of great results when it comes to muscle stiffness and joint soreness and all these different things, but we're also transforming the environment in the gut so that good bacteria can now continue to grow and fight against the bad bacteria. Isn't that cool? I mean, it all has to do with gut health, the second brain, the first and the second brain working in tandem together. And so hopefully you've seen so far that all of our products are tailor-made for the gut microbiome, for gut health. Okay, the next one, Eternel. Okay, this is really cool. So Eternel, antioxidants, right? Resveratrol, other polyphenols. These ingredients are prebiotic in nature. They're not only prebiotic, good bacteria like to feed on them, but they're also postbiotic because good bacteria like to make these molecules. And so it forms this cycle. But one thing that we've done at Three that no other company has, that we publish and we show proudly, is we have shown that our products can regulate the epigenome, right? Epigenetics, we've talked about that, right? The body has 20,000 genes. And these genes are responsible for all the functions in the body. And what we've shown is that our products can help to regulate certain key genes in the body, genes in supporting a healthy antioxidant status in the body, healthy inflammatory status in the body, genes related to healthy aging, genes related to skin health, genes related to longevity. There's a lot of different things that we've shown. But we're going to blow your mind here. The body has 20,000 genes. Living inside our gut, all the thousands of species of bacteria, guess how many genes are in the gut microbiome? Roughly 300,000 genes in the gut microbiome. 300,000. And what we found in the scientific literature is that the same molecules, the same small molecules, phytonutrients that are used to support health of the genes in the human body, they also respond to regulating genes in the gut microbiome. So these bacteria, resveratrol and curcuminoids, boswellic acids, and all these molecules, they also turn on and regulate genes in the gut microbiome. And so not only are we regulating epigenetics in human genes, but we're regulating epigenetics in gut microbiome microbial genes. Isn't that cool? That is so, so awesome. And that's one reason why these products are so powerful and people are seeing great results. Is not only are we regulating the human genome, but we're regulating the second brain, the gut microbiome genome. And that's cool. And no one's talking about that except for us here at Three with our system. Okay, Purify. We know a little bit about Purify, about how it supports health of the gut, right? Purify helps to support health of the elimination organs, including the intestines. And really, what Purify does is, I like to think of bacteria as like flowers and plants, because I'm a plant guy, right? Plants that are growing, right? And you have different flowers that are growing and they're beautiful, that represent different strains of bacteria. When you take Purify, you're basically tilling the ground, the soil, right? Plants need healthy soil in order to grow. And the intestines, you have molecules, you have short chain fatty acids, and you have solutions and liquids, and all these things are important for the gut bacteria to grow. And so Purify tills the soil, it fertilizes the soil in the intestines to make sure that these good bacteria can grow. That's simply what Purify does. And it has this gentle detox, right? This isn't a laxative cleanse that we're pushing all the bacteria out, but what we're doing is it's just constantly fertilizing the soil so good bacteria can grow. It's kind of like the miracle grow, I guess, of the gut microbiome. That's what Purify does. That's a way to think about it. Amazing, powerful product. And so what I hinted at it earlier, but really what we're talking about here is the gut microbiome and epigenetics, right? To think about it, really what we're doing and why our products are having such a profound impact on the gut microbiome is we're regulating epigenetics, not only at the human level, but at the bacterium level, the good bacterium in the gut, the probiotics, we're regulating their epigenome as well. And so really, again, there's no other company that's doing that. And the fact that our products are so bioavailable, one of the key pillars of our company, exploration, right? We're exploring, we're discovering new molecules to regulate the gut microbiome. We're curating, we're putting these gut microbiome molecules together so that the good bacteria grow in a synergistic fashion. But then bioavailability, right? It all comes back to bioavailability. Because our formulas and our nutrients are so bioavailable, that has a huge impact on gut health. And so because our products are anywhere from 3.3 to 9.5 times more bioavailable, that's why we're seeing great results. And that's why these products are helping to regulate the gut in ways not seen before in the industry. So really, when you put that all together, we're just seeing powerful results with gut health. And as we were thinking about it as a team a few months ago, it dawned on us that, we're not talking about gut health as much as we need to. Gut health is so vital, and our products already are a great solution for gut health, and we need to talk about it more. So I'm glad that we're talking about it. I hope that you found this interesting about how our products can supercharge gut health. Dr. Mohan, what are your thoughts about what we've talked about?
I mean, obviously nobody can talk about it like you can. So I think it's so informative, but the thing that strikes me the most, and I've owned my company for 25 years, but putting Three together with my company and helping our patients with it has been so dramatically amazing, because it fits, right? It fits into our wellness model. It fits into, and again, one of the things that I've always loved about, medicine in general and dentistry specifically is that we are so preventive in nature. So we've always been talking about wellness with patients. We've always been trying to get them to be healthier. Our hygienists are always working on that, last little bit of how can we make you healthier. And so I'm so proud of that. We don't want to help people after things have kind of fallen apart. We want to help them before anything goes wrong. And so, this preventive approach and this wellness approach it's not new, but we just need to talk about it more. We need to be more proactive about our wellness, and we need to talk about it with people more, because I think some of our medical model doesn't support that. Some of it's is a fix it after it's broken model, and we don't We don't want to support that model. We want to stay out of that system if we can.
Ah, beautiful. What great remarks. And my friends, I hope the biggest thing for me is I hope what you've taken away is that the body all works together. All the systems in the body are important, and gut health is at the root of all of these. It's so vital for a healthy, proactive, well body. And hopefully, what we've shown you tonight is that all of our products are extremely good, tailored, designed to support not only health of the other systems of the body, but specifically gut health. And that's why people are seeing such a great result. Thanks.